this was shared with me via a DM. I had no idea this even existed. It is an hour and a half long, and trust me, we are not going to watch the whole thing. Don't worry. But it is a video interviewing employees from Pipeworks Studios from a channel called Qweerty Gamers with 172 subscribers and 30 views and 0 likes, 0 dislikes, and 0 comments. And I gotta tell you guys, when this kind of stuff happens, it really begs the question of who's paying these people? Who's paying these people? This is curious, though. They've been inactive for a year, but just posted an update video 3 days ago. That's 3 minutes long and says, Qweerty Games, gaming is for all of us. And it looks like they're posting 1, 2, 3. What are they? Do they have a mandate to post once every quarter? 6 videos 2 years ago, 4 videos last year, 1 video so far this year. This is a fucking sham, like straight up. Qweerty Games is a non-profit 501c3 organization that provides LGBTQIA plus resources, support, and networking access to advance visibility and representation in the global gaming and media industry, envisioning a future where content in gaming and media is representative of marginalized audiences. If that were the case, you would not be marginalized. That defeats the whole point of what marginalization is. If gaming media is representative of that, it's no longer that. People in the comments saying U.S. aid sponsored potentially. I do think it's interesting though that they have no audience, nobody cares about them, and they post maybe once every 3 to 4 months maximum. Let's see what they have to say. I have not watched this, but the person that shared this to me in DMs told me it was around the 30-minute mark where they say some really interesting things. So we're going to watch the intro, and then we're going to skip ahead to that and see how interesting it gets.
Hello, everyone.
How's the audio?
Is it going? Happy Queer Quest, happy Pride, yay! My name is Ray. I'm gonna let's do an audio check really quick. If people in chat, if you can hear me, tell me you can hear me.
People in chat.
Oh, I always know there's gonna be one issue.
They have one person.
Let's get it out of the way now. I'm gonna continue going. So my name is Ray. I am CEO and founder of Queer.
You don't have anyone watching you. You have automated bots with stream elements, Fire and Ice, and then Qweerty Games, which is you. You don't, there's nobody watching. You're like, hey, chat, let me know if the audio is good. Like, we have over 300 people in here right now. Hit the like button, by the way. When I said, is the audio good to you guys? And there's a streaming chat going, I'm talking to somebody.
Qweerty Gamers. We are a 501c3 LGBTQ gamer nonprofit, and we are celebrating Queer Quest. It is a 24-hour raid-a-thon.
So he says who they are, 501c3 nonprofit. What is that? Is that a tattoo on his neck of half moons or bullet holes? What?
There's been some lovely individuals today that have been fundraising and raising awareness of our programs on our behalf. Thank you, Chris. And so I have some awesome individuals over here, and I'll introduce them in just a moment. I just wanted to let you all know, so we're going to have a raid. I'm going to probably pause in between folks talking to acknowledge that raid later. We have donations going on, so if you would like to donate, we are fundraising. This is our own individual campaign. It goes into the larger fundraiser. If you want to fundraise,
yeah, trust me, bro. I'm sure it's totally legit for raising marginalization views on gay people and stuff. Give us money. Like, at least when I'm asking for donations, you know exactly where it's going to.
On your own channel, we're more than happy that you can. We are aiming for $200 today with this stream, and every $50 there is an incentive.
Can we beat them, guys? Can we beat them?
We have some video games like 2064, thanks to Midboss. We also have some gift cards, thanks to Pipeworks Studios. The two folks here are from Pipeworks, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
And I'd highly recommend, guys, checking out my Pipeworks Studios video if you missed it, talking about a very, very extremely woke company that a different person gave me the heads up on, about how they worked on Concord alongside Firewalk Studios. And I'm like, how have I never heard of this company? It is the most woke game company I'd ever researched. And that included Firewalk Studios.
And yeah, so just have a lot of fun. We're going to be asking questions. We're going to be talking about what is it like to be in the industry as a queer person or someone who supports queer people. And so
literally don't care what you do when you close your bedroom door. Bang the shit out of whoever you want. Why do you have to make this your personality? Why does it matter? Like I still will never understand that.
So I will go ahead and let Monica take the first intro. If you want to let us know your name, pronoun, professional background, random fact, anything you'd like.
Hi, I'm Monica. My name is Monica.
Yikes. They're like super nervous. There's like one person watching them.
My pronoun is she, they. I identify as genderqueer.
This is when they have nothing of value. They talk about what they identify as because it gives them purpose. They have nothing to offer the world. So they're just like, hey, everyone, I'm Monica. I'm a she, they, and I'm queer. And that's what I have to offer everyone.
I am also pansexual.
She likes to have sex with pans. Got it.
I came out when I was 13. And
came out when I was 13. When I hear that, my heart shatters because it tells me that they had a very troubled upbringing. And there's most likely some really dark shit that happened to them. And that really tears me apart. Like, I make fun all the time. It's like, oh yeah, I don't care. Like, let's talk about the games and I'll talk about your sexuality. But then when you say I came out when I was 13, I'm like, bro, what happened to your childhood? That is heartbreaking.
And I was lucky that I never had like the fear of like staying closet because I just didn't know it was a taboo before I came out. I'm also like on the autism special, so I think like I kind of just missed a lot of stuff. And so that's my weird came out story. And like later when I'm adult, I met a lot of people that talk about like how.
Imagine interviewing this person for a job at Pipeworks Studios, and they talk like this, and these are the things they said. And at the end of the interview, you're like, and you're hired. You're going to be a fantastic addition to our team. What are you going to do? Doesn't matter. You're queer, autistic, a little bit loopy. Got to fit right in with our team.
How scared they're like coming into their family. And I was like, oh my God, I just totally did not like aware. Like my family was like really angry afterwards and stuff, but like I just did not know what to expect before I came out. And I live in Pittsburgh. I'm a game designer.
I bet she's a game designer, guys. Press X for doubt.
I love system and combat design. a fun fact about me: I love cats, and I'm
Jay Viper, what do you offer our company? Well, I'm a pansexual she/they. You're hired.
a little bit addicted to bubble tea. I think bubble tea is the best delicacy in the world, and whenever I met someone who never had bubble tea, the first thing I do, I'll take them to bubble tea.
Okay. So we're already seeing right now that these people have literally nothing of anything to offer a game company.
So yes.
I love that. You had me beat by 2 years, so I came out at 15,
Yikes, bro.
and mine was I was dating this guy in high school, my first boyfriend, and I
Yeah.
said, "Okay, I guess I'm gay," and that was it. And I guess
Hey, bro, I think the giveaway was you were dating a dude. Spoiler alert, you're probably gay.
it's like a very I would say like a privileged coming out experience because like people have laid the foundation down for us, starting with like Stonewall riots. If you don't know what that is, Google it. We might talk about it today, but if not, Google it, Bing it. And then
This guy's talking about how he's privileged to come out because he's a white dude. And he's like, I'm privileged because I'm gay and I'm white.
choose Qweerty Gamers as your charity when you Bing it. And then what's your favorite bubble tea?
Oh,
Well, this is a dynamite interview. Let me guess. Is Ken gay too? Let me guess.
I think the traditional just black milk tea is the
Andrew
best,
says,
but
"Do
I also
not
really
Google it."
into lavender milk tea.
Ooh.
And
Lionheart
is always
says,
the superior.
"Wait a minute, Smash. You went to a gay bar.
Ah.
The classic.
That's different.
All right.
Okay, that's
Those are
different."
good flavors.
Yes.
Thank you, Monica. Ken, did you want to
Hiya.
introduce yourselves?
Absolutely. I
Hold up. Whoa. Did you guys hear that? He said, "Hello, Ken. Would you like to introduce yourselves with an S at the end?" Did anyone else hear that?
work with Monica at Pipeworks Studios, and I'm a design manager there, and so I like to help train on board, like help people get comfortable in the environment, and
This dude, his pronouns are they, she, he. How? Like a legit question. I'm not here trying to like poke fun at these people. I'm like literally looking at the situation objectively saying, how are these people impacting a game company in a positive way when they can't even decide who they even are? I'm very confused. I've never seen someone go by they, she, and he. That makes no sense. Multiple personality disorder? Potentially. Look at the chat, by the way. It's just Stream Elements posting over and over and over because there's nobody in the chat. Ed says, "This is a whoa, buddy."
my journey to this position started way back in 2000, and in the QA department. And one thing that I kind of love about QA is that these are people that like to look at and break down systems. And honestly, like you will find a lot of people who are questioning, who are interesting, who have all kinds of unique topics and takes on gender in there. And so, like, I've met all kinds of people by starting at that layer of the industry, and it has been a lot of fun in the intervening years.
This is a straight up cult. This is a way they try to welcome more people like this into the game industry, being like, hey, this is how I came up in the industry, and people were questioning their sexuality. I'm like, bro, it's a company you work at, like a corporate professional company. What are you doing mingling with people talking about your sexuality at work? That's fucking weird. In what other industry would that be acceptable? It's just so weird.
And one of the things I do at Pipeworks also is head up the employee resource group, and that is a grouping of employees that are not like they look at diversity issues around us and kind of like talk about what's going on, figure out how to introduce more inclusive approaches to the office, and they kind of function as a whenever the official corporate things happen, the ER can go, hey, this is the employee point of view on that. I want to make have that for you, cut with this, uh, Twitter announcement or whatever, so that we can help you engage these communities better.
What the hell did you just say? Toasty, I hope you're feeling better. Sorry about that. What did he just say? What the hell is he even talking about what he did there? I head up a group of employees about diversity and the welcoming at the company, and we group people together with inclusivity. Like what? What? What about the games you make?
And it's been fun so far.
That's awesome. We did miss a very short portion of what you were saying, but we got the most of it. So I don't know
Okay.
if you have any kind of noise filters on there.
I
However,
think I actually accidentally just right clicked a thing.
oh,
It's on me.
oops.
All right, we're gonna fast forward because yikes. Let's go to the part that was sent to me as the interesting part here.
Put it on TikTok later. So
Now that we know who these people
make
are.
a clip. It's a resource. Ken, is there any resources, support networks, anything that helped you navigate or enter the game industry that you want to share with folks?
I would say Monica definitely got the lion's share of organization that I'm aware of there. Like for me, the path, having started way back up to this point, has been much more of a like gradual learning about my environment. 'Cause a lot of these things, did not exist when I came into the industry, and so it's been sort of a process of like going, okay, now I'm in this environment. Somebody just suggested, oh, we should, it's going to be cheaper to not use any female models for this. Let's just prototype it with just dudes or whatever. Just like stuff that seems like it makes sense in the terms of just a project, but like has these inherent biases in the and they end up making. And so really,
Who cares? Who cares? Like what inherent biases? You're using a male model for a female. Who cares if you can edit it after to make it look like a female? Who cares? Who cares?
as I've been around, I've been absorbing like and looking for looking for points to disrupt, looking for times when I can just kind of like leverage my obnoxious self and just step in and go, okay, why are you making that decision right now? Are there some other things that you did not think about? And the main thing that helps, me do that is just sort of this is a really generic thing to say. Sorry for anyone who's like, how do I break into the industry? But like make friends. That's the main above any other thing that's like on your resume or whatever. Like
What he's explaining right now is the biggest problem in the game industry. How do you get in? Make friends, rub shoulders, become part of the cult. That is the biggest concern in gaming. Moving forward, look at GDC. Talked last night with Master of the TDS about GDC and how it's basically just one big cult gathering of like-minded people that are recently laid off, going there to network to try to find a job to get back into the industry. They don't have a talent. They were laid off because they suck. Their only hope for a hiring is to find a like-minded person that is willing to hire them based off of, oh, you're gay? Sure, we'll bring you in. Oh, you identify as a chick even though you have a dick? Sure, we'll bring you in.
legitimately, games are really kind of boom and bust, and the thing that most helps anyone stand out is getting a recommendation from someone who knows you and is like, hey, you're really good. And
Define really good, because if you're really good, your game wouldn't suck.
apart from that, I would also
The only time I would disagree with myself on that is if you're on a team contributing to like quality assurance. It's really hard to know if you're a standout or if you suck on a team like quality assurance when you pull the lens back, because the game either has a shit ton of bugs or it doesn't. You could be the best QA guy in the world, send all the bugs to the developer, and the developer just doesn't fix them. Or you sent a bunch of bugs that do get fixed, but your teammates don't, and they don't pull their weight on the stuff they're working on. So the game looks like shit afterwards. And that's not your fault, but you get piled in with the group of QA developers or QA testers because the developers aren't doing the work on their end. But when you start breaking away to the other portions of the industry where it's actually impacting the real nitty-gritty of the game, when you get to the developers, when you get to the writers, when you get to the people that are making decisions, when those people, like we'll say Patrick Weeks, the dude that created Tosh and like was very proud of it, and we did like a deep dive on him on one of the live streams, I'm like, this guy should never work in the game industry again, in my humble opinion. I feel like he's a psycho. He's someone that is very screwed up in the head and does not have interesting ideas, in my humble opinion. That's somebody that should take their experience and move on with their life and get into a different industry altogether. They won't do it though, because this is what they know, and they feel protected by the insulation of the game industry and like-minded people. And somebody somewhere is going to pick up Patrick Weeks, just like somebody picked up Corinne Bush. Corinne Bush got picked up before BioWare started burning down to the ground. Think about that for a second. And oh, by the way, the person that picked up Corinne Bush used to work with Corinne Bush at BioWare, but then moved over to Skeleton Key and is now the head of Skeleton Key. So it's all a buddy-buddy system behind the scenes. It doesn't matter about your level of talent. It doesn't matter about how much money you've lost somebody. It just matters, hey, who are your friends in the industry? We'll find you and we'll keep you protected here. And until that changes, the game industry is going to continue to spiral down. So when I hear this Ken Barnes guy say, oh, the best way to get into the industry is just make friends with people. No, the best way to get in the industry is to learn to fucking code, bro. Create a portfolio and put your best work forward. Interviewing with the studio, telling them what you've done on your own, the places you went, the schools you've gone to, or how you self-taught yourself. That's the best way, or should be the best way to get in.
Recommend looking around for your local game jam clubs. Anything that you've got in the area where people get together and jam, either local or remote. But
because the problem is that's how this guy probably got into the industry. He's like, oh, I got in because of my buddy getting me a job there. And so he thinks that's how it's supposed to work.
Looking at your stuff and you don't have a yard-long resume full of titles you worked on, then they're going to want to know, okay, so what do you do? And in that case, you having your own little set of like little games that you've made and can post video of or can post something of, streamers will like be equipped for this, but it's getting more important to just have your own little site with your content that people can go look at and refer to you and get to know who you are, and kind of like, and they will.
Okay, I'd agree with this part, but this is totally different than what he was just saying about the best way to get into the industry is just to make a bunch of friends. I'm like, no, bro, the best way is to actually do work.
If you look at it like your Twitter, stuff like that, they're just kind of like cultivating a place where the person you are is depicted and shown to your maximum potential and your maximum value. And
notice how you said your Twitter and what it looks like to them. So again, that's the whole pronoun thing, making sure you have pronouns in your bio, because it's a dog whistle to them. Like, oh, this is one of us. This is a good person that will fit in with our team because they're not going to ruffle feathers here because they are an ideological maniac.
And building your friendship communities as you do, that's going to be more powerful than just about anything in terms of like finding your way into these spaces. And the more of us get in, we're just gonna reach a hand out and pull the rest of you along.
Yeah,
I love, you said disrupting spaces. I'll share my little antidote to that is at one point I was a community manager for MapleStory M, and I don't know if I was under the, or I don't remember the details, but I basically said that there would be gay marriage in the game to a journalist, and they put that out there, and folks came back to me, and they're at this said company. I won't mention their name. If you look it up, you'll find it. And they're like,
Maple
"Why did you
Story
say that? Now we have to do." So I don't know if they ended up doing it,
Oh no!
but
Maple Story was-
Whoopsie,
down the
busters.
Maple Story was Nexon, I think. That was one of the companies that I used to hire for when I was a recruiter in the game industry, and they're located in downtown LA, and I've actually been to their headquarters. But that was back in 2009, 2010, something like that. So if this guy was there back then, I might have bumped into him.
No, I'm sorry. Down the line, I'm sure they'll eventually add it. I mean, it's you know, it's just natural to have it in a game. And then when you mentioned like local game jam clubs, so
Oh, wait,
one
hold
that
on. I missed
I'm
that whole
aware
part.
of that I'd love to
Hold on.
hit out. Oh, folks came back to me. I don't remember the details, but I basically said that there would be gay.
Robert Lawrence says, no, it isn't. It definitely is, or at least was back then, because I visited them. Like I remember being there. I think their main headquarters is in like South Korea or something, but this pause, yeah.
A marriage in the game to a journalist, and they put that out there, and folks came back to me, and they're at this said company. I won't mention their name. If you look it up, you'll find it. And they're like, "Why
It's Nexon.
did you say that? Now we have to do."
Why did you say that? Now we have to do it. And he's like laughing at it.
So I don't know if they ended up doing it,
Oh no!
but
Whoopsie,
down the
busters.
oh no, I'm sorry. Down the line, I'm sure they'll eventually add it. I mean, it's you know, it's just natural to have it in a game. And then when you mentioned like local game jam clubs, so one that I'm aware of that I'd love to hit up again, I visited, it was really cool, is I believe they're called Glitch City in Los Angeles.
Oh, Robert Lawrence was talking about adding gay marriage. I got you. I was like, it's definitely there. I was there.
It was literally down the street from my old apartment in Culver City. And you can
Kira says their motives are all about stirring the pot. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh yeah, this is painful. We'll do a couple more minutes of this, but I just want to let you guys see, like, inside the game companies, this is the rot that we're dealing with. These are the people that are HR nightmares. If you ever tried to get rid of them, they'd be going to union heads, they'd be going to court systems and finding pro bono transgender lawyers to represent them, to fight back when they have nothing to offer. This is why the most important position at a game company is HR. Luke C says, but they are the HR. Exactly. That's the problem. When you fill your HR with these people, guess what your company's going to turn into? Just look at Halo Studios right now and who they put in charge of that stuff.
pretty much sign up, and you could like, it's kind of like open mic almost, but you're scheduled, so you could like do poems, or you could show your game, or talk about game theory, or like whatever. So really, and then kind of going more into like what you said, making.
I don't doubt that these people aren't very passionate people when it comes to making games, but they're very out of touch with what good games actually are. That's the problem. They're very, very self-fulfilling narcissism, need to see themselves in everything they do. Yet they don't represent the vast majority of people that pick up controllers and play games. That's where the disconnect is. Let me skip ahead because yikes, this is brutal.
But like, they didn't have to put forth a message or make a donation. They just had to put that little switch in the UI. And immediately on seeing that, people were like, oh, they know I exist. That's freaking great. And I guarantee that helped them out. So like, it doesn't have to be a big sort of like expository speech or anything. Just look at your features and see what little things you can do to make them appeal to more people. And
They're welcome to to do these things in their games, but when gamers are wholeheartedly rejecting them and saying we don't want these in our games, the response from the companies should not be, oh, you're a bigot, a homophobe, a racist, a horrible person, because then all they're going to do is lose a sale. So they're starting to listen to the ideologues at their company instead of their actual customer. I can't even do this anymore. I can't watch this anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. This is brutal. They did an hour and a half of this shit. An hour and a half. I can't. This is torture. This is torture. 30 views a year ago from this shit. Yikes. Yikes.